Hello there, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever. So, last time around we had a, kind of a fast-forward version of doubling up the track, including this rather glorious station approach into Maryport, which has turned out possibly even better than I'd hoped. Now, this track is not going to work perfectly until I've completed the other half of the loop. So this loop goes, well, kind of down and around from where you're looking now. If you've been watching any of the series at all, you know exactly where it's going. Meanwhile, the other half of the loop is going to go out this way a little bit, and that's a whole separate kettle of fish that I'll worry about later. Right now, we're just going to run the half of the loop, but I do want to run it in both directions. Now, when we're finished, we'll be using both sides of the platform, but for now, we're only going to use one side of the platform because otherwise it just makes it a headache. So, signalling is what we need coming into this station, and I have to be incredibly careful about where I place it, or I could end up with trains basically blocking others coming in. So the ideal is to put signals as far away from the station as possible to guarantee that that you don't block. So the first things first, I'm going to put this one here. Trains, as you know, travel on the right. Okay, so we're going to do the clockwise loop first. So this bad boy here, look at him, embrace his power and knowledge, is going to handle the clockwise loop because everything wants to go on the right. So this is effectively the release signal coming out of the station. There is nowhere better I can put it right now because putting it before any of these points will block off the station. This is going to lead to some queuing at the station for the time being, and that can't be helped. Later on, that'll resolve itself. So the next signal I'm going to put just before the tunnel, and that is another release signal, which means that if a train is coming out of the station at a rate of knots, it's going to clear the first signal, and if it's got something ahead of it, it'll wait at this one until that next one is done. So by release signal, basically, I mean, it's probably not even the right terminology, but what I use it for is to say that as soon as a train passes a signal, the previous one will allow whatever's following it to go. So I'm going to place these at various intervals along the track to ensure that we don't end up in a situation where we've got one train waiting miles away from the next viable stop. So here's our next signal, and it's coming into the station here at Holsworthy. Now, I have a suspicion, because I'm not paused, I have a suspicion that this train is on the wrong side of the track and it's waiting for a free path, which shouldn't happen. So let's quickly stick a set of points there. Has that helped? Yeah, that's helped it to get onto the right side of the track, and I think it's because in this section, if you recall, I've been running a kind of point-to-point service between these next two stations, and I'll retask that onto the anti-clockwise loop as soon as possible. So here we go. So here's the kind of the station entry signal. So when there's a train in the station, this signal will stay, locked into no, you can't move. And the train coming up behind will wait on this bridge quite happily. So once again, leaving the station, we then want a release signal, which we want this train out of the way so that I can continue signalling unabated. There we go. So that's the release signal coming out of the station. Train is cleared, which means the train waiting to come into the station can then move in. Now, the downside to this, of course, is that there's a downside to this. Yeah, there's a downside. If this is waiting for if whoever's waiting at this signal, if they're waiting for a train like that one to get out of the way, they could potentially still be blocking the station, and that's not ideal. But that will resolve itself through time, because the trains will space themselves out over time. So here we go. I've already put another signal coming up to the tunnel. Signals are relatively cheap, and they're just plain helpful. So to that end, hello, what have we got going on here? Is this a head-to-head situation we've got going on here? Right, well, you've got a waiting to come into the station. You're on the wrong side of the track. So I need to get some more points in here, or we're going to gridlock. There we go. That should be enough for you to go, friend. Waiting for a free path. Okie doke. And you're waiting for a free path. Okay, so I'm going to take this one off this line and I'm going to put it onto the Bromyard loop. Set the line. Turn this sucker around. Off you trot. Okay, so, I mean, at the moment we're going to have plenty of trains going on the wrong side of the track, simply because I've not set the route up correctly yet. I will. So here we go. Anyway, here's the next release signal coming from the station. I did have a signal heading in, didn't I? Yeah, just on this corner. It's a little further out than I'd usually put it, actually. Because, I mean, you know, the closer to the destination you put your signal, the closer to its destination your train can get. And you do want some spacing in there so they don't bunch up too badly. Yeah, I've already done a decent job here on getting signals set. Why put signals just before tunnels? Because I like it, that's why. There's no real reason to it beyond that. Okay, so let's continue around. So here's our next station signal. And, I mean, you've seen me do this in the kind of build-up so far. But now we're doing this more effectively. So, if you remember, we're always going on the right. The inclination of trains in this game is to travel on the right. Oh, I didn't fix this when I was... please hold. Big brush. Yeah, so while I was tarting the track up and getting it finished off, I also repaired the damage that I'd done over time. I figure that way, the only time I'll need to revisit this track is when I upgrade it. I don't know if I'll bother with electrification. One thing you missed just prior to the last recording was that we've got a new train available, new engine, and it's electric. It's actually pretty quick too, so you know, pretty quick with good tractive effort. And as much as I'm tempted to put one into service, I am not about to electrify a section of track without knowing, you know, what am I going to do with that track later on. So for now, we're going to continue running Mikados as soon as the upgrade opportunity appears to trains, in order to just generally up our speed. And I mean, the other thing that I've noticed, certainly since introducing the faster trains, is that it's made a big impact to our profits. I mean, basically it means that the trains pulling the Mikado, not only running the Mikado, not only do they go faster, so they're 50% faster, but I've also got them hauling nearly twice as many passengers, and that difference has really showed up on my bank balance, which is why I'm able to do, you know, stuff like this while the game's just running, and not worry about you know, anybody upgrading from time to time. We're also almost complete on upgrading carts and stagecoaches to trucks, which is very nice because that's also going to have a positive impact on the cash we're making. Alright, that's not flawless, but it's probably close enough for my purposes. Yeah, I'm just trying to make things just a little bit less ugly. We've got a hump in the track there, but I'm going to put that down to subsidence and leave that as a little naturalistic element there. There we go, another signal. Right, okay, so moving along. So that last one was the release signal coming out of the station. Another one here. As I'm sure you saw last time around, I tried various things to try and get this track to align properly going across here. And to be honest, if I'd have spent another hour or so on it, I probably could have made that happen. But nope, got impatient, so I split the bridge. That's life. Sucks to be that bridge. So here we go, out through the Great Wilderness Plains. It's banging up the signal in there. And this is a tremendous, you know, if I had a TFV on this line, which of course I won't because we're playing with the US DLC, you know, this would be an area where it could really let rip. So here we go, next station signal. I've been pretty good on getting these set up already. And here's a signal that's actually in the wrong place. Well, had to happen sooner or later. So, out and round, bit of a wiggle, couldn't make that one line up in a way that I liked. Another signal. This is, I mean, this is almost a banked corner, this one. I love it. Let's put one more here, and then one before the tunnel. So, I mean, realistically, the only time these kind of interstitial signals are going to be used to actually halt trains is if they start bunching up, and that will happen almost certainly once I start running at anything close to full speed, because really I put those two quite close together, didn't I? Because there's going to a queue of fairly significant proportions. Did I just move in space and time? A queue of, you know, fairly significant proportions is going to turn up at Maryport. Here's another train that's stuck. Waiting for a free path by any chance? Yeah, you're on the wrong side of the track. That's your problem. If you were to go on the other side of the track, you'd have a much happier life. There you go. He's got the idea. That release signal's not. No, it will do. So onwards we go around, and obviously after I've done this one, we're going to do the same thing in reverse. Hopefully some of the existing loop engines are upgrading themselves as we go here, because you are on the wrong side of the track. Now, this was also somewhat inevitable, I suppose. Given to the way that I've set the track up. There you go. Have you got the idea? Yeah, he's got the idea. If we're quick, we can get the signal down without getting blocked. There we go. Onwards and indeed upwards. Right. There we go. I probably ought to have another one before this crossing. Yeah, let's have one before these pair of crossings. Normally, I would, you know, perhaps sullenly put put the signal like here in order to make it so that if a train had to wait, it would block the road. But given the amount of money I'm making from road traffic, that would be cutting my own nose off to spite my face. And this is a good place for a signal just for the bridge. A beautiful straight stone bridge. So there we go. Actually we can see it in action. So this train here was being held at that signal, and now it's moved through. Now this is a Mikado, top speed 80 kilometers an hour, and it has been pursuing this. What's that? Is that even a consolidation? Yes, I think it is. It's been getting stuck behind this wretch for a couple of years now, because this has not yet upgraded. Most frustrating for your nice speedy Mikado driver, because you know, he can go quite a lot faster. Also frustrating for me, because faster trains leads to better profits. Right, okay, so here we go. On to the station approach. So here we go, we're coming up here. I've chosen to crawl along. If I could fix this hump here, it would make me ever so happy. And maybe we need to fix it by breaking it. Yeah, see, I can't drag it down. And it almost doesn't matter what angle you're coming. Oh, we got a bit. Anyone? Look, I don't want you to do much. I just want you to kind of lie flat with the surrounding hillside. Let's try taking it down like this. No, it's not going to do it. Okay, well, the other option, of course, is to bring everything else up. No? I think we're just going to have to accept that that flag post exists. Anyway, right, so we're coming out of the tunnel, heading in towards the station. Now, there's going to be a fairly complicated, fairly complicated kind of points system going on here. So I'll put one just before the bridge. And what happens is, if we're coming into the station right now, I think everybody's coming in on the right. Yep, there we go. As we look at it. And then hopefully this guy will switch over to this side and come back out again. When we're running in both directions, I'll do my utmost to have one going into the left and one going into the right. But that's pretty much the last signal I can put. Actually, I can put one on the other side of the bridge as well. So we'll put that one there. So he's coming down the wrong side. Of course he is. Good job. Well played. Smart man. Loving your work. Yeah, it is going to. There are going to be traffic jams here, and I can't put any further up because doing so is likely to block the train. So I could put one here, right? And with the train in the station, the pursuing train would pull up this line and wait there. Train would then pull out of the station, try and get back over onto the right. No dice. There would be a head-to-head collision there immediately. So what I have to do is make sure that his exit lane is clear. So that is pretty much the last place I can put a signal to hold stuff for now. It will simplify when things are only moving on one side of the track. But for now, it really won't. Okay, so going the other way around. Oh, hold on, we've got a new engine. Ooh. Hello, pretty. Right, okay. Hold everything. Right, chaps, you're getting a different vehicle replacement. Let's give you something absolutely beefy. Right, 97 kilometers an hour. Flipping heck. Plenty of tractive effort. Running span 35 years. Get in. It's a pricey beast, but worth every penny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 186 up from 1.5 million. Whew. Yep, let's do it. That's 96 passengers that can handle, which is actually plenty. Especially if stuff starts moving at full tilt. Okay, now I think we've got some trains kind of bunching up here. So here goes this consolidation that's going into the station now on the less than ideal track. We've got the next train moving up. Now it had been held at this signal. Here comes the next one after that. There's the next one after that. So he's going to come out of here. Fortunately, the train ahead has cleared both signals. So he's going to pull up and wait at that second one. I bet you money. If he doesn't, I have no idea what I'm talking about. But you've watched me long enough to know that I really do know what I'm talking about. Have you seen my balance? 7 million. What are we making at the moment? Down from our high of 21 million, 18.4 last year, which is still $1.5 million profit. I got this licked. So here we go. I think this is the will you please get a move on Mikado coming out here, which before you know it is going to be the cause for other trains getting snarled up. Can't be helped. Actually, I'm just going to go back to my balance sheet ever so quickly. Have we been buying new vehicles? Yeah, but no trains. It helps if you look at the right area. No, we haven't. Not for a couple of years. No new vehicles for a couple of years. That's annoying. Okay, so here we go. He's now waiting here patiently, like a saint, for this slow consolidation to get itself out of the station. How old are you? 28 years. He's still got 2 years to go before he automatically upgrades. Okay, so meanwhile, there's Mikado waiting here. Here comes the next train out of the tunnel. I think. It would worry me slightly if they were coming out of that tunnel. No, here we go. Out you come. Which is another Mikado. Oh, awesome. So he's going to wait at this signal. And this is exactly the kind of queuing that I'd expected to see. Now, the thing is that they should only have to do this once. It's not going to work out like that because this consolidation is comparatively slow. But as soon as he clears through right about here, the Mikado will start moving. There we go. And once the majority of this train is cleared through there, this one will also start moving up, and we'll move up to the next signal. And all in all, that's that's pretty effective. There's no real issue with that. The only thing I really would benefit from sorting out is getting them to go in the other side of the station, particularly when I'm running in both directions. Or we could have trains in two running both clockwise and anti-clockwise, waiting for the same bit of station to open up. Not ideal. So what I will do to help me out when I actually set the route up is we'll put some waypoints on. And fortunately, I built a little smidge of track here for just such an occasion. And I will give those exciting names at some point. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, look, we're about the 20-minute mark, so what about we call it a day here? Thank you very much for watching. While you're away, I'll do exactly the same signalling going in the opposite direction, and then next time, you and I will go shopping together. There's another one coming in as well. God, this station's going to be amazing. And we'll purchase some knockout trains and get them running around the anti-clockwise loop. Thank you very much for watching today. I've been... And there's another one! I've been Colonel Failure. This is, just a magnificent storybook, cinematic ending to this episode. Oh, this is going in the highlight reel for sure. Brilliant. Like, subscribe, please do. I'll see you very soon. Thanks very much for watching. Cheerio.